Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, where we are going to talk about the International MBA program at IE Business School. My name is Nelly, and I'll be the moderator on behalf of the Unimi team. And I'm today with our speakers, Anna Trebol, Manager Global Recruitment at IE Business School, who is going to tell us a little bit more about the program and the campus and the life in Madrid. We also have a special guest, Stephanie Mendes, a recent MBA graduate, who is going to share her experience with the program. Before giving the word to them, I want to tell everyone who is listening, you can ask questions anytime during the webinar, just using the Q&A box. We'll take time to answer all the questions at the end of the session. All questions are welcome, so don't hesitate. Okay, I think everything is said, so I'm giving the word to you, Anna. And Anna, I hope I presented you correctly. You can also tell us a little bit more about yourself and your position right now at IE Business School.
Sure. So basically, I'm in charge of I'm a program specialist for the International MBA. I've been working at IE for almost a year. I graduated, I'm an IE alumni, graduated from IE about 10 years ago, 2013, actually. And completely changed from consulting roles into marketing. And just finished, I started my own communications agency in Cyprus, Greece, Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, and Malta. And, after traveling a lot, figured I needed to head back to my roots and come back to IE.
That sounds great.
That's basically it. And I don't know, Stephanie, if you'd like to introduce yourself as well.
Sure. So I'm Stephanie. I'm a recent MBA graduate. So I was part of the September 2022 intake. I have a background in finance, particularly in financial planning. And I decided to do the MBA to introduce myself into a new job market, new geography, as well as a new industry. And so far, I can say it was one of the best decisions of my life. So I'm happy to share more later on.
The way this is going to work is I'm going to explain the newly revamped International MBA. And then after I give you a brief update on the International MBA, then I'm going to give the floor to Stephanie, who's going to be able to basically answer any questions about what day-to-day life is in Madrid and going to IE. Okay. So going along with my presentation. So again, IE Business School consistently ranks among the world's top academic institutions all over the world. This is being assessed through the quality of our faculty, our teaching, and also our students. Okay, we've been ranked #1 in Europe in terms of entrepreneurship classes and #4 worldwide. And at IE, we're committed to promoting innovation and to nourish the talent of our students in order to really shape tomorrow's leaders, I would say. The International MBA is one of the most recognized and reputable MBAs that exist, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So it's a transformational program, and it has been fully revamped just now. The first intake to follow this was September 2023. And the whole purpose is to take you from where you are today to the next best you. This is where we go the extra mile, and we focus on your career, we focus on your impact, and also on your purpose. And by career, I'm referring to the fact that we're going to be working with you from the beginning of the program to help you discover the right career path for you based on your strengths and your gaps. And the idea is that we work side by side with you to help you follow your career aspirations. The second element that we'd like to focus on is your impact. Okay, so what effect will you have as a business professional with others around you? This is where we focus on, your thinking skills, how open you are to learning, to being critical, how creative and also practical are you in terms of problem solving and also running projects. We help you develop behavioral skills that aim to sharpen both your interpersonal, but also your intrapersonal skills, so that you can overcome difficulties and also align yourself with stakeholders, okay? And finally, there is a focus on technology and your digital skills, where we develop data fluency for evidence-based businesses, okay? And for the third pillar of the next best you, we have your purpose. And this is, where we focus on the type of person, what do you want to bring out there, okay? So, whilst full-time MBA students do see their earnings increase on average at IE, we're also focusing here on providing you that extra dimensional purpose, so that added sense of meaning to your day-to-day. Not only do we provide sustainability classes, but we also have several social impact initiatives that we can offer as extracurriculars. So the career pathways, we developed 8 major career pathways to spearhead your career based on the real skills that are demanded in the market. These are the hottest areas where business professionals could develop, okay? These include branding, marketing, and sales, strategy, organization, and transformation, finance, investments, and accounting, digital business analytics and operations, entrepreneurship and innovation, product management, sustainability and strategy, and international business and economics. These are important. Keep this in mind because these are the concentrations that you can do within the International MBA, okay? Now, to really focus on the International MBA, this is aimed for business professionals that would like to scale up on their careers or that are interested in switching sectors. So we understand that this is a transitional period in your lives, and this is why we developed the Career Discovery Program. And this begins as soon as you're enrolled in the International MBA. So IE's Career Discovery Accelerator is separated or divided into three phases. Each one is designed to provide you with invaluable insights and actionable strengths. Through one-on-one sessions, through coaching sessions, through questionnaires, we're going to help you explore our 8 different pathways, the ones that I just showed you above, and guide you in drawing a career roadmap. So, just to give you a few quick facts about the International MBA, it's located in the financial district of Madrid. It's a full-time MBA that's very demanding, and it doesn't really allow you to balance a job while you're getting your MBA. We have 2 intakes. One starts in September, the second one starts in January. And in terms of length, and this is something that we're going to be discussing in further detail, you can do it in 11 months, in 15 months, 19 or even 23 months if you want to do a dual degree, okay? Now people often ask me, who's the MBA for? Am I the right target? So first of all, you don't need to have a background in either business or finance. Actually, at IE, we're very proud to say that diversity is one of our main pillars. And this refers to nationality, to languages, and also to your professional background. And as you can see, our typical International MBA profile will have an average of 6 years of experience, about 29 to 30 years old. And you're going to be able to hear over 45 languages spoken on campus. Now, what can you expect from us at IE? We're going to be providing you with top entrepreneurial and leadership skills, along with top industry connections. And as you can see, this has taken our graduates far. Where most alumni work in the technology, then the consulting sector, and consumer goods for very reputable organizations. But now let's delve deep into the program. So first of all, as I was mentioning, you can do the program in 11 months, in 15 months, or in 19 months, okay? This is a little bit of a breakdown of what this could entail. Excuse me. Basically, what happens here is you're going to have the opportunity to do an entire International MBA in 11 or in 15 months, okay? And if you're interested in doing a dual degree, you can do it in 19 or 23 months. It depends on which is the second master's that you're interested in, okay? So all of the 3 programs, or all of the 3 durations have a pre-program. Basically, this is where we kind of give you, Excel classes, quantitative methods, that kind of pre-program, okay, kind of like to make sure that you're on the right level as the rest of the class, okay. In the 11 months, you're going to see that we have the business foundations and the accelerated management curriculum. So I'm just going to head back here. Basically, and just to explain things in a very, very clear manner, both term 1 and term 2 are the core of the MBA. During term 1 and term 2, you're going to be seeing most of your classes are related to finance, to accounting, to strategy, innovation, okay? And then at a later stage in term 3 and 4, that's when you really personalize your international MBA, okay? So what's really cool about the international MBA is that you have the opportunity to choose electives in both in both durations, 11 and 15, okay? You will also have a lab period, okay? And the lab period can entail between, and I'm just going to show you the type of classes that you could be looking into, okay? So in term 3, for example, you have your concentrations. Again, this is the 8 different pathways that we have discussed. But going back to the lab period, and this is really cool because you can join one of the 4 immersive labs that we offer, okay? And this is where you get to devise a business solution from a challenge or opt for an internship option in a top organization. So the 4 labs that we offer include the startup lab, where for 2 months, you're going to be able to start up your own company in a group of 3 to 5 people. You're going to be given guidance by your faculty, mentors from top companies, and you can attend weekly investor pitches, okay? And then we have the tech lab, the business impact lab, and the social impact lab. And these are basically, again, you work as a consultant for different companies. When it comes to the tech lab, it's a company like IBM or Microsoft, which is going to give us one of the current challenges that they have. And in groups of 5, you're going to have the chance to provide them with several solutions. With regards to business impact lab, it's basically companies like McDonald's, with Heineken, Lego, Siemens, Johnson & Johnson's. And actually, Johnson & Johnson hired 4 of our students after the lab. But I do have to mention that this is not the purpose of these labs, and it does not tend to happen. And then the social impact lab, which is basically where you're going to be able to work as a social development consultant for an NGO and to help them define their needs and objectives in order for them to reach their goals, okay? So these are the lab periods, and then I'm going to show you what your what the dual degree could look like. It's a different journey, okay? And basically what happens is if you start now in September, you have the opportunity to do core 1, term 2, and you can also do a concentration and a lab. And then you would be done with your international MBA by July, and then jump into your second degree. This would be about 23 months. And if you decide to do the January intake, however, what would happen is this is 19 months, and you would just do terms 1 and 2, and then do the final challenge, and then jump into the second master's degree that you're interested in, okay? In both the 11 and the 15-month program, you have the opportunity to choose several electives. And these are some of the courses that we have offered in the past and that we may offer in the future. Okay, we are constantly changing and making sure that we have, you know, the skills that recruiters are really looking for. So we're always updating our classes. Okay, these are the concentrations. And when it comes to the concentrations, these would be the classes that you'd be looking into for each one of these concentrations, okay? Now, one thing that I did want to quickly run by you guys is basically to talk about entrepreneurship. This is something that's ingrained in IE's DNA. And we believe that entrepreneurship is a mindset. And we're, you know, constantly being recognized about this internationally. And we always encourage our students to awaken that entrepreneurial passion, okay? And this can be done in Area 31, where there's weekly investor pitches. And we can also help you explore your ideas under the guidance of industry experts, okay? But why Madrid? Let's talk about Madrid. Madrid is a leading European finance hub. It's 40% of multinational companies that are present in Spain have chosen Madrid for their headquarters. It's a great place to live in, okay? It's extremely well connected both internationally and nationally by train, by air, and also by road. The cost of living is more affordable than other top European cities. And also, as the third largest city in Europe, Madrid is a vibrant city. It's full of culture, it's full of history, and I would say it's definitely a beacon of diversity. Madrileños are known to be very, very welcoming. And, I think that you will feel a part of the community as soon as you walk in, okay? And I guess this is why Madrid has been ranked first in the world among study abroad destinations, and also you will have the opportunity to learn Spanish, which is the world's second largest mother tongue. But besides that, we also have the fact that Madrid is home to a bustling startup ecosystem, okay? There's 33 new companies on average emerging every day. And IE works as an incubator. It provides our students with top tier networking opportunities. And, our buildings are equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. We have a very diverse teaching staff, and it's, both comprised of excellent academics, but also experienced professionals with very close ties to the business world, which act as a catalyst for innovation on campus, okay? 25% of our alumni go on to found their own companies after graduating. But I know that by now you're all thinking, how do I apply? So we have a rolling admissions process, but we recommend to apply a few months in advance. So the admissions process is very simple. Step one is to complete the online application form. This includes a personal essay called Express Yourself. And this is where we want to get to know you. And there are 3 formats that you can choose from. It's either a video, a PowerPoint, or an essay. Then we also have an online assessment, the Cure test, which is approximately 20 to 30 minutes long. And this is where you get to answer 2 questions on video and a 3rd question in writing, okay? And we're also going to ask you to submit, 2 recommendation letters, your CV, diploma, and academic transcripts, and your English language certificate if needed, okay? So step 2 is basically the entering your GRE or GMAT score. If you haven't taken these tests, you can also take our entrance exam, the IEGAT. And this is a skill-based test that you don't need to prepare for. It's verbal, analytical, and logical. And it doesn't really require any additional fees. So this exam is included in the €150 application fee. And you can easily sign up on our website and take it online at any point in time, whenever you prefer. It's also daily. And if everything goes well, you get invited into an interview with our admissions team. And this is basically a 30-minute interview. And then afterwards, our admissions committee makes a final decision. We're very, very quick. So you should have feedback from us within 1 or 2 weeks after the interview, okay? Now, if you do get admitted into the program, our student services department will help you every step of the way. That's what they're there for. They can help you relocate in terms of visas, housing, and, answer any questions you may have about living in Madrid. So the International MBA requires an investment of €83,500, but we also offer financial aid. But we do recommend that you apply for financial aid at the same time that you're applying to the university, okay? So we have over 20 different scholarships that we offer students worldwide, and you can apply to up to 3 different scholarships. Our financial aid department is eager to help you on any of these regarding any of these issues. And just for you to know, our scholarships are based on diversity, on merit, and financial needs, okay? On the 2022-2023 intake, we awarded about €19 million, just for you to know, okay? So, part of the investment that you're undertaking is based on the network that you'll be creating, okay? And networking remains one of our top priorities. This is why we have over 72,000 alumni around the world, okay? And you can always reach out to your office. We have about approximately 30 offices worldwide. Our offices are there to help both candidates and alumni, okay? And I definitely recommend that you join our student clubs. We have over 130 student clubs. And if there's a club that we do not have, you're always welcome to create one, okay? And, basically this is everything I needed to say. And I'm just gonna ask Stephanie to join us. And you guys, if you have any questions, it would be great to have them. You can include them in the chat, or you can actually, raise your hand and we can go through these. Good.
Great. Hi, everyone. Well, a little bit about me. As I mentioned before, I am part of the intake from September 2022. I graduated in July 2023 and decided to do an extension. At the time, that was something that we could do in a particular intake. But as Anna mentioned, there's now you have the 3 different options in terms of timing. What can I say about IE? So many things. So starting off with, it's a very dynamic school. There's always something happening. There's always an event. As Anna mentioned, you also have multiple clubs that do have their own activities. So there's also a clubs fair where you can get to know them, really pick which ones do you connect most or you're interested in, and make that part of your extracurriculars. On a day-to-day, when it comes to your core period, you are gonna start off your days at 9 a.m. So classes usually run from 9 to 3 during that first period. And you're going to be assigned a group where you're gonna be working very closely during the core period. So a lot of readings, a lot of group work that you're going to be constantly working on, and mostly in your afternoons. And then after that, you're probably going to have something happening, because Madrid, there's always something that you can do, whether you like to go to museums, whether you like to, you're into music, there's always a music festival, music event, or you just want to walk around the city. It's very friendly in that sense, and public transportation is amazing. So that you'll always be busy here. That is for sure. Do you want to tell us something, Anna? Or
Actually, yeah, let's try and make this a little bit of a conversation. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, put you kind of on the floor. The first thing I did want to ask you, and again, thank you so much for joining us today. I think it's great that you have taken the time to dedicate to this and just kind of take us through your experience. I feel like it's always something very different for each person. But before we talk more in depth about your experience, I do want to talk about, the pre-program, also, what did you think were the main challenges? What was your main apprehension before you started the program? What did you think, what made you hesitate about starting an MBA, and, what would you recommend?
I think the first one for most, it's going to be the financial part, but then you always have as long as you make a plan, there's also different scholarships that you can apply to. That would always be a main area or topic to look into whenever you're going really into the MBA. That I would say. And then also housing as well. It was one of the challenges, just because the market in Madrid is hot. It's always moving. There's very low supply, a lot of demand. So in that sense, you hear it from people, but then once you're really trying to find a place, you realize that it's important to tackle that once you have like your final answer. And then it also depends on your budget. Like, do you prefer to live close to school? It's going to be higher prices, but you're going to be like, so you spend so much time in school, maybe it makes sense for you. Or as I mentioned, public transportation is amazing. So being a little farther, but then having that in your back, like having that opportunity to just move around in either a bus or either the metro, it makes it really easy. And then I would say something else, like I have my native language is Spanish. However, I do recommend that you have some, like a little basic Spanish. The truth is that most of the time you're going to be speaking English in school and what we call the IE bubble. But then, like whenever you go to the supermarket, wherever you go to, let's say the gym, like if you want to sign up, you're always going to have like probably like some sort of Spanish that you're going to have to manage, or a restaurant. But that's something that I would always take into consideration beforehand.
Oh, that's great. I thank you so much for mentioning that. And I do think that in Madrid, we're very spoiled. And if something is 20 minutes or, maybe half an hour away by public transportation, I feel like you think that's really far away and you wouldn't take the public transportation system, but everything is usually about 20 minutes away. I did want to understand a little bit more about what you feel like your day-to-day was like. Can you kind of take us through, when did you have classes? What was your schedule like? Just take us through what an average day at IE would look like for you.
Sure. So your day usually starts at 9 a.m. and this is during your core period. So 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. you have your core classes. Then after that, in the afternoons, you're gonna be probably working with your teammates because most of the work is in teams. So you're gonna have to, manage your time to be able to do all of your assignments on time. And then after that, depends on you. Like you can do something with a club. You can there's like even a running club. So if you're into running, there's a paddle club. There's a club for everyone. So you'll always have something to do. And then after the core period it's finished, you have your concentration period, your elective. So during that time, schedules do change. So it's going to depend on what you decide in terms of the classes. But then from there on, like you'll know how to manage your time and all of the assignments and the readings, because you'll have multiple readings to do on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you. I'm also, I saw that there's a question that somebody's asking about how do you support women entrepreneurs in particular? Do you have special events, scholarships, etc.? So in terms of women, we do have scholarships in particular for women, first of all, okay? So you can apply to scholarships for women. We also have the Women Empowerment Challenge, which is an annual challenge that basically you have 10 finalists, 2 get a full scholarship and 8 get 25% off their master's degree. Okay, we have the Women in Business Club. It's one of our most active clubs. And basically what happens here is because we have partnerships with, for example, the Women's President Organization or with several women's associations, we do have a lot of networking events where we can discover and meet new entrepreneurs. And we also have a mentoring program that's called Women for Women. Okay. And last thing that we have actually right now is a scholarship that's called that's from the Laidlaw Foundation. And basically, we have the possibility of giving out scholarships for women with financial needs, excellent profiles, and you can get so through the Laidlaw Foundation that we're working with them, okay? I don't know if you'd like to add anything else, Stephanie. Please feel free.
Yeah, in my case, I decided to do a startup lab, which goes in line with that entrepreneurial path. And I gotta say that you built such a tight network that is able to really, like, in my case in particular, I was interested in exploring entrepreneurship. It's not that I had like an entrepreneurial idea already, but if you do have something, the school is very helpful in like providing the resources that you need, like introducing you to investors, introducing you to mentors that can really help you get your idea to the next level. So that is something that I would definitely recommend the school for on that entrepreneurial path.
And since we're on that, I did want to ask, what would you say was your favorite class, for example?
Well, so for my surprise, because I come from a finance background, one of my favorite classes was the marketing management. And it was because the class in particular, and this I didn't know, there's a lot of data analytics or like data-driven decisions that are made in marketing. So it was really interesting for me to really see how the process really goes through, beyond from my own thinking of like, oh, it's something that's only creative, it's just putting this and trying to bring people in, but there's like so many things that go behind closed doors, let's say that, to make something like and to execute like a marketing strategy. So that was something a class that I really enjoyed.
And kind of like on that same note, actually, I don't know if that's that was probably answered already, I think, with what you just said now, but perhaps you want to elaborate on this. They're asking, what skills did you learn, or what skills did you also improve upon during the program?
A skill, I would say you learn how to deal with different personalities. Like you have so many people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different industries. Like in my case, in my particular cohort, we were more than 45 nationalities. So understanding people's points of views, really understanding or like discussing with them certain topics, you really get to learn a lot from their cultures, learn a lot from their decisions. So I think that was something key during the MBA that I was able to improve. And it's a skill that you need to have because we live in a international world. You're always going to have or work with someone who's not directly from your same culture, or someone that sits in another office, another country. So it's always good to have that in your hands, like that skill in particular.
No, I definitely have to agree with that. Because you are put into groups every term of 5 to 7 different people.
Yep.
From different nationalities that speak different languages, that are coming from different cultures, and also very different professional backgrounds. So an engineer does not think the same way that a communication specialist thinks, or that a finance person thinks. So that sense of diplomacy that Stephanie is talking about is definitely very, very important when it comes to managing departments and teams of people. But it also, for me, I'm somebody that is usually very impatient. So that also did grant me that patience that I guess is also necessary, as a necessary skill as a leader,
For sure. That's a muscle that you're going to be exercising on a daily basis. That patience as well, like just growing and understanding. And as you mentioned, like my team from the very first part of the MBA, we were so diverse. Like we had someone from Mexico, from India, from Peru, from the Philippines, and myself that I come from Dominican Republic. So all of us totally from different backgrounds as well. Like one was strategy, another one e-commerce, myself is finance, other is more sales. So as you mentioned, like always you're gonna have different points of view. You're gonna have to make certain like agree on certain topics. So there's gonna be a lot of discussions, healthy discussions, like in life necessary to get to like a common ground. But I think that is something that you'll become great at once you finish the MBA or feel more comfortable at.
And Stephanie, what made you choose IE over other universities? I mean, I'm half Spanish, so for me, it made sense. I was already in Spain. I was looking to, completely change sectors, going from consulting into marketing. And I figured IE was a top choice, but you're coming from out of Spain. So you had, again, the whole world up to you, and you decided to come to IE. Why do you think that was?
So first of all, like it's a highly ranked school. I had talked to multiple friends that came to IE that had the experience, and they all mentioned what a ride it was, like having such a diverse cohort where you can learn from everyone. It's a school that it's also a lot of focus on entrepreneurship, which was something that, as I mentioned, I wanted to try. I wanted to get my hands like dirty in a sense, like really see what's out there, what it entails. And then most of all, I wanted to also introduce myself into the European job market. I come from the US market, so very different as well in terms of how it works. So I thought of the MBA at IE being like a great catalyst for me to introduce myself into the job market as well here.
Okay. And if you had to say, we talked about your favorite class, we talked about like, different things that IE provides you with, but if you had to name, just one key takeaway or one, name something that IE has given you that you don't, they can't take back from you and that you will always have, what would you say this was?
I would say it's a network. So once you get to school, you start like the people that sit next to you can be someone that helps you right out of school to get your next job, like, or know someone that can help you or introduce you into a new region, into a new position. So I think having that it's precious. Right now, I am currently looking for a job, and I've been able to connect with so many alumni that are very willing to help me. And this is something that I've heard from multiple people as well. Like whatever they have at their hands, they'll try to help you as well to get to where you want, or at least provide you some sort of insights or mentorship, depends, but people are like really willing to help you. So I think that is something that I will always have with me, that network from IE.
Definitely that IE community. Well, I don't know if you have any other comments that you wanted to make, or if there's anything else that you mentioned. I don't think we have any more questions, so if there's something that you wanted to mention, Stephanie.
No, I think it's IE gives you a great opportunity to move to Madrid. Madrid is, as Anna mentioned, great city. You have something for everyone here. The school itself, like the program, it's really challenging. You're really gonna be like getting out of your comfort zone. You're gonna be learning, and it's very fast paced. So you have to like really put all of your effort on it. And you'll get so much from it. And like opportunities, like once you're done and during the MBA are multiple. So I highly recommend the school. And if you do have any further questions, if you want to connect on LinkedIn, you can like reach out to me, let me know that you were in this call, and I'm happy to continue to discuss this.
All right, well, Nelly, I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to mention, but I think
don't see any more questions, but I'm giving one last chance to everyone to ask. You can ask anonymously if you're worried about anything. Ask your questions now. Meanwhile, I have one question for Stephanie, and I think a nice questions to end up this webinar. Can you share one of your favorite memories during your time doing the program? Could be a team exercise, social activity, anything.
I would say one of my favorite activities, we used to do like country dinners. So we had one from Mexico, we have one in India. So those activities, like where you could really immerse yourself into other cultures and really like try their food, like people were very involved, like those who planned the events were like very happy to share, you know, where they come from, like what defines like their culture. So it's something very nurturing, very enriching, having that the opportunity to have that, and with friends that really become family. Like you spend so much time with your MBA colleagues that you create a very tight knit. So those events were amazing for me.
Thank you, Stephanie. Anna, any last words?
I mean, I think we've covered pretty much everything. I'm actually really happy with everything that's been said. There is a last question that I'm seeing. What are the entry requirements and are there specialization modules? Yes, there are specialization modules. So you have both the option to do this in the 11 or the 15-month program. You can choose one of the 8 different pathways that we offer. Okay. It's about 6 weeks long, the concentration, and it's 6 classes that you'd be taking on that specific concentration. Okay. And in terms of entry requirements, we have a very holistic approach. I mentioned them earlier, but basically it's either the GMA, GRE, or the IEGAT, which is our own entry exam. You know, transcripts, diploma. You need to have at least 3 years of work experience. Okay, that's very important to us. Just to make sure that everybody in class has a relevant work experience. But yeah, that's basically it. And if you do have any more questions regarding the entry requirements, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I'd be happy to, you know, take you through the entire application again.
Thank you very much once again, Anna, Stephanie, and thank you everyone.